Welcome to Francis Reads the Bible. So, my last video on tithes and first fruits, it did get some people angry, and I lost a bunch of followers. But then the thing is, it's in the Bible. It's not my opinion. I'm reading what's in the Bible. So today I'm moving on to Deuteronomy 29, and I pray I learn something and you do as well as we move into this chapter today. So, like I said earlier, Moses is now about to die. So he's what's the word? Saying these are his last words to the people of Israel. So these are the terms of the covenants that the Lord commanded Moses to make with the people of Israel in the land of Moab. All this was in addition to the covenant which the Lord had made with them at Mount Sinai. Moses called together all the people of Israel and said to them, "You saw for yourselves what the Lord did to the king of Egypt, to his officials, and to his entire country. You saw the terrible plagues, the miracles, and the great wonders that the Lord performed. But to this very day, He has not let you understand what you have experienced. For 40 years, the Lord led you through the deserts, and your clothes and sandals never wore out." Interesting. So it's the same clothes and sandals that they left the land of Egypt with 40 years ago that they still have on, after that. Can you imagine having one or two items of clothing? You like two pair of shorts and two pair of shirts, two shirts, as in like for 40 years they've never worn out, they haven't torn, they're still looking brand new. Even your sandals, one shoe or two shoes, you're still putting, as in you're still using them, they're still useful. They've no Imagine wearing a pair of shoes for 40 years. Sounds unbelievable, but that's what's happened. You know, God kept all their items of clothing and whatnot in great condition. I remember that the Israelites who came out of Egypt, that generation, they've died. So this is another generation. So they're using the clothes of their parents and whatnot that have died. Can you imagine? And nothing has worn out. So you did not have bread to eat or wine or beer to drink, but the Lord provided for your needs in order to teach you that He is your God. And when He came to this place, King Sihon of Heshbon and King Og of Bashan came out to fight against you, but we defeated them, took their land, and divided it among the tribes of Reuben and Gad, and have the tribe of Manasseh. Remember Manasseh? Manasseh is one of the sons of Joseph. Obey faithfully all the terms of this covenant so that you'll be successful in everything you do. Today, you are standing in the presence of the Lord your God, all of you, your leaders and officials, your men. So, the conditions for the covenant is like, if you keep the covenant, you'll be blessed. If you don't keep the covenant with God, God will abandon you to your own whims and caprices or whatever it is you want to do, or whatever happens to you. So keep the covenants of God and God will bless you. So that's what that's what Moses is trying to tell them. Don't mind me. I watched House of David recently. It's a beautiful series. Beautiful. So that's what Moses is trying to tell the people of Israel. Women and children and the foreigners who live among you and cut wood and carry water for you. You are here today to enter into this covenant that the Lord your God is making with you and to accept his obligations, so that the Lord may now confirm you as his people and be your God, as he promised to you and your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Let me say it that way. You're not the only ones with whom the Lord is making this covenant with its obligations. So, yeah, I think what I'm learning from this is basically every covenant has rules and regulations. Do this. It's like a vow per se, do this, I'll do this for you. He's making it with all of you, all of us who stand here in his presence today, and also with our descendants who are not yet born. So another thing I'm learning now, especially from this last verse in 15, is that a covenant transcends generations and descendants. So if you're a bad person and you make covenants with the devil or some deity or some god, small letter G, it's passed on to your children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, etc. But if you're a good person and whatnot, that's and you knew God, all the positivity, all the blessings that come with knowing God, having served God, whatnot, passes down to your children. That's why you see some people you're like, this person is not this. How come this person's life is like this? You be like, you won't know that maybe that person's ancestor, you know, grandfather or grandmother made a vow, a covenant with God, and that person really served God, you know, really served God, really loved God. And it will you see their grandchildren excelling and so much more. You'll be like, but this person, why is God like this? But you don't know, it's because of their ancestors. That's what I'm learning from this. So you remember what life was like in Egypt and what it was like to travel through the territory of other nations. You saw their disgusting idols made of wood, stone, silver, and gold. Make sure that no man, woman, family, or tribe standing here today turns from the Lord our God to worship the gods of other nations. This would be like a root that grows to be a bitter and poisonous plant. Make sure there is no one here today who hears these solemn demands and yet convinces himself that all will be well with him. Even if he stubbornly goes his own way, that will destroy all of you, good and evil alike. The Lord will not forgive such a man. Instead, the Lord's burning anger will flame up against him, and all the disasters written in this book will fall on him until the Lord has destroyed him completely. So, the previous chapter was about blessings and curses. All the blessings that will be accrued to the children of Israel, all the curses that would happen for so many things. So yes. So that's what he is referring to. All the curses written in this book, all the disasters written in this book will fall on him. So I think, when I was younger, okay, not even younger, for a while, not long ago, I always thought that idols were like, some god, maybe they're worshipping Shango, Ogun, Amadioha, all those kind of things, one demonic spirits, things that are not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they are not our Lord Jesus Christ, Trinity. But now I've learned that idols are not just those things. You can make anything literally an idol. Then them they used to carve things and worship idols. But now you can make anything an idol. Our phones can become an anything that distracts you from God, keeps you from God, that you are more dedicated to, that you can't do without, you know, you're so engrossed in it more than God, is an idol. You're watching of TV or watching whatever social media can be an idol. There are people who just go on social media and they spend like 5 hours, 6 hours, seven or more just watching things and whatnot. It can be an idol and you don't pray. What first in the morning, your phone, you go to social media, last thing at night, social media, it can become an idol. Even food, I've learned some food can become an idol. Food can become an idol. That thing you want can become an idol. It could be fame, it could be marriage, it could be money. Money can become an idol. Money is not a bad thing. But then the Bible said the love of money, and not that money is the root of all evil, but the love of it. So yes, money can become an idol too. So many things can become an idol. Sorry, let me move on. The Lord will make an example of him before all the tribes of Israel and will bring disaster on him in accordance with all the curses listed in the covenant that is written in this book of the Lord's teachings. In future generations, your descendants and foreigners from distant lands will see the disasters and sufferings that the Lord has brought on your land. The fields will be a barren waste covered with sulfur and salt. Nothing will be planted, and not even weeds will grow there. Your land will be like the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, of Admah and Zeboim. Zeboim. Wow, we never heard of that one. Admah and Zeboim. Wonder what happened. I'll research. Which the Lord destroyed when he was furiously angry. So Admah and Zeboim were in the region of Sodom and Gomorrah. So yeah, they were destroyed alongside Sodom and Gomorrah. Then the whole world will ask, why did the Lord do this to their land? What was the reason for this fierce anger? And the answer will be, it is because the Lord's people broke the covenant they had made with him, the God of their ancestors, when he brought them out of Egypt. Hmm. So interesting. So it's basically, like I said in the previous chapter, which I didn't do, it has blessings and curses. Do this, do this, do that. If you don't, this and that's what will happen. So it's basically repeating it for them. When you suffer, everyone will be like, what's going on? Don't this was should be this why people worshiping God, the God of Israel's Israelites. What's going on? And they'll be like, yeah, it's because they broke the covenant they had made with him. So the covenants have consequences. Breaking covenants, there are consequences, there are blessings, there are things you are meant to do, and then there are consequences when you don't do those things and whatnot. So I think it also translates to us when we worship idols. That thing God is telling you, this thing you're overdoing it, that's an idol. It's an idol. So yeah. Like I said, an idol can be anything, it can be social media, it can be food, it can be even a person. You can make a person an idol, like marriage, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Anything can be an idol. Anybody can be an idol. And idols are not just spirits. Let's put it that way. So they served other gods that they had never worshipped before, gods that the Lord had forbidden them to worship. And so the Lord became angry with his people and brought on their land all the disasters written in this book. And there were a lot of disasters written. The Lord became furiously angry, and in his great anger, he uprooted them from their land and threw them into a foreign land, and there they are today. There are some things that the Lord our God has kept secrets, but he has revealed his law, and we and our descendants are to obey it forever. Okay, what have I learned in this chapter? Um, Covenants are not just one sided. You do this, I'll do this for you. And then there are consequences to not upholding your part of the covenant with God. And then if you worship other gods and if you worship God, whatever covenant it is you have with God, or whatever idol or small letter G God, will translate into your descendants. That's why you start hearing about ancestral covenants, curses, and whatnot. It passes into your bloodline. So that life you're living now is not just for you, it's also for your bloodline, for your descendants. So you think you're enjoying, you're having fun, you're doing whatever you want. It's your descendants will also pay for it. Your bloodline will pay for whatever it is you're doing today, spiritually and whatnot. So yeah, that's why you see people who say, "Oh, his father was a drunk, his grandfather too was a drunk." Yeah, 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 yeah. Or his grandfather killed, was a murderer. His father was a murderer. His great grandfather was a murderer. I think yeah. So yeah, so those things they pass through the bloodline, the curses and the blessings they pass through the blood. And then an idol can be anything. I think I've repeated it like 2 times or so. Anything can be an idol. It's not just spirits or carved things or Shango or Amadeo or whatnot, some deity or some god. You can make anything an idol. Anything that takes you away from God, anything that's you're so dedicated to, you can't do without, you're so obsessed, like whatever it is, that's an idol. In your heart is an idol. You're worshiping that thing. That's what worship is, as I've come to learn. And as always, I'm no pastor or anything in church today. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you. Keep you. Until next time, goodbye.